welcome to VMT News. My name is Devin Gonzalez. Today we are talking about NASA along with other agencies and organizations that have been monitoring all of these environmental changes happening today. In addition, NASA uses advanced computer satellite models that pull in satellite data and they simulate how Earth's climate will respond to continued greenhouse gas emissions in the near future. Researchers do this for a range of future scenarios, and then they use the resulting climate projections to see how the climate change would affect global agriculture. The researchers from the UBC Institute for the Oceans and Fisheries, IOF, used a complex model incorporating extreme annual ocean temperatures and exclusive economic zones, where the majority of global fish catches occur, into climate-related projections for fish, fisheries, and their dependent human communities. We will let you know as we follow more of the story. The coronavirus pandemic has brought chaos to lives and economies around the world. But efforts to curb the spread of the virus might mean that the planet itself is moving a little less. Researchers who study Earth's movement are reporting a drop in seismic noise, the home of vibrations in the planet's crust. This could be a result of the transport networks and other human activities being shut down. They say this could allow detectors to spot smaller earthquakes and boost efforts to monitor volcanic activity and other seismic events. A noise reduction of this magnitude is usually only experienced briefly around Christmas, says Thomas Leagoak, a seismologist at the Royal Observatory of Belgium in Brussels, where the drop has been observed. Just as natural events such as earthquakes cause Earth's crust to move, so do vibrations caused by moving vehicles and industrial machinery. Extremely hot years will wipe out hundreds of thousands of tons of fish available for a catch in the country's water in this century. On top of projected decreases to fish stocks from long-term climate change, a new UBC study projects. Researchers from the UBC Institute for the Oceans and Fisheries, IOF, used a complex model. Where the majority of global fish catches occur into climate-related. Even before a strict abortion law this week, clinics in neighboring states were fielding growing numbers of calls from women desperate for options. An Oklahoma clinic had received more than double its number of typical inquiries, 2/3 of them from Texas. A Kansas clinic is anticipating a patient increase of up to 40% based on calls from women in Texas. A Colorado clinic that has already started seeing more patients from other states was preparing to ramp up supplies and staffing in anticipation of the law taking effect. The Texas law, allowed to stand in decision Thursday by the U.S. Supreme Court, bans abortions using medical professionals can detect cardiac activity, typically around 6 weeks. In a highly unusual twist, enforcement will be done by private citizens who can sue anyone they believe is violating the law. Monica Muniz Martinez was born and raised in the South Texas town of Uvalde, 100 miles west of San Antonio. Today, the 37-year-old is one of the world's top experts on the history of racial violence against the Texas-Mexico border, but she didn't learn much about her community's past in school. Now, as a history professor at the University of Texas at Austin and a founding member of the nonprofit Refusing to Forget, Martinez has continued to fight from the historical recognition of state-sanctioned anti-Mexican violence. Her 2018 book, The Injustice Never Leaves Yosu, punctured the hero myth of the Texas Rangers by chronicling in the devastating detail how they and other authorities massacred untold numbers of Tejanos in the first decade of the 20th century. We will be right back with Weather and more. Stay tuned.
Scene 103, take one.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and
How do I know the way I'm gonna respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
what if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
I hug you.
Yes. If it made you feel that way, bro, I would probably do. I love you too.
Thank you for staying with us. In this week's forecast, we will be in the 70s in the mornings and up to 97 degrees later in the afternoon, expecting rain to come. Get ready. This week it's going to be raining for the 15th to a range of 62 through 95 degrees Fahrenheit. And there's going to be cloudy and cold days following as we get our first whiff of the winter October 16, having it to be 58 through 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we continue on with our stories.
Hi everyone, Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
but I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Thank you for being with us in sports. Edinburgh, Texas, Emmanuel Duron, 19, was scheduled to leave for college last Friday. A surprise pool party was arranged to send him off to restore a ruined football career. But the trade school he plans to attend in Atlanta was still trying to secure a field for its inaugural season, so Duron will have to wait at least a few more weeks before starting a new life, aiming to become someone other than a forever villain who will attack the referee. Their violent encounter came during a high school game in December. Duron was ejected after being flagged for 3 penalties on the same play. He went to the sideline, then rushed back onto the field, slamming into the referee. Gracia seemed to levitate before falling backward to his turf, his legs helplessly in the air. The chart-topping musician, real name Courtney Freckleton, 31, and Jason Thompson, 35, were both given 28-month sentences. The pair had previously pleaded guilty to drugs and money laundering, sentencing them both at Harold Crone County Court. Judge Rosa Dean said, "What a waste of all that talent to be set in Wormwood scrubs." Last year, Nines topped the UK album chart with his record Crabs in a Bucket and was named Best Hip Hop Act in the Mobile Awards. The court heard the pair had been involved in one successful bid to import the Class B drug, while another attempt had been made. Prosecutor Genio Reed had set the money laundering charge related to $98,000 debt, the value of the drugs, and the use of the Bitcoin to buy the cannabis. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in to VMT News. Have a wonderful day.